bloody bent. That's what he said. Well, in case you're wondering, that's what an acquaintance of mine from over in the UK said about a rant I had on Facebook earlier this week. And yeah, he was pretty well accurate. I had very good intentions of bringing to y'all video of what was going on at our local farm and ag show. Everybody's having them this time of year, and my area is no exception. Ours isn't really the biggest or the best or whatever, but this year's, yeah, I was bent. Yeah, I was steaming hot. I was so hot you could have stuffed me in the firebox of a steam locomotive and I'd have powered that thing for a week. Yes, I was. What was I upset about? I'll tell you in a second. Well, I've had a pretty eventful week, and I'm not doing anything I want to be doing out at the farm today because it is windy. The wind chill is down around 0. It has been raining. They're predicting snow. In other words, the weather in southern Idaho has been just truly awful. So what's been going on out at the farm this week, Farmer Dave? Well, a few things been going on out here. One of the things that happened this week is just on a whim, I called my son and I said, hey, you want to go to Boise for dinner? Because we used to go up there with the, meet with the local car club up there that I'm a member of. I happened to have Thursday off, so Thursday night he agreed to it, and we went up to visit the Model A Ford Club up there, the Treasure Valley Club. And they're looking at putting our event down here on the 20th of May on their calendar. They do a little bit of touring, and they were here for our first one in 2017. And haven't heard yet, but they may be back for this one. Anyone that's a railroad aficionado, such as myself, that likes old steam trains and that sort of thing, my comment a minute ago made me think of it. The railroading community has lost a very well-known icon this week, namely dirt. If you are familiar with the Nevada Northern Railroad out of Ely, Nevada, I am sorry to say if you haven't heard, Dirt passed away this week. Dirt was a somewhat feral cat that lived a very social life in the afternoons and a very reclusive life in the mornings in the engine house or machine shop down there. Here's a photo of Dirt so you know who I'm talking about. Now that photo was taken by a very famous photographer. I forget the gentleman's name. Did a beautiful job. That cat was standing there posing for that fellow to take his pictures. And the cameraman got down on the floor of the machine shop, the engine house, and was taking photos of the cat. The cat wouldn't let anybody clean it or bathe it or whatever, as cats won't do. That's why Dirt looked like dirt. Anyway, they would often find Dirt curled up in the cab of a locomotive, keeping warm next to the firebox or the boiler or wherever. They'd find that cat all sorts of places. Anyway, yeah, the cat was 15 years old and passed away this week. So they are actually making a bronze memorial bust statue kind of a thing for the cat. They're going to put him in the museum down there because anybody and everybody that knew Nevada Northern knew Dirt, even if they hadn't met him. Anyway, on to the next topic. Well, the other thing that really irritated the bejeebies out of me this week was the lack of advertising for that local ag show. When I contacted that local show people. They were kind enough to reply to my message as to why we hadn't seen any advertising. I found their answer to be pure BS, and it really infuriated me. If you all recall a couple of videos ago, before the end of the year, I had a multi-page USDA survey for the farm. You know, how many chickens do I have? How many eggs did each chicken lay? How many employees do I have? How much money did I make last year? I mean, it's a census thing, and they want to know anything and everything about the farm. As I understand it, these got started about World War II, so that the government knew who and where, what type of soils you had, so it would produce certain crops the best, and animals would breed and make the best meat and stuff for the food shortages during World War II. And that was to help prevent starvation and those shortages. Well, this Ag Show outfit, as I understand it, and maybe I'm wrong, and if I am, I apologize, got a hold of that information from the state and used it to selectively target their audience in advertising. Now, I don't blame them. I totally get it. If you're a tomato farmer, you want to target restaurants that serve salads, you're wanting to target grocery stores, that kind of thing, somewhere to sell your produce. You don't want to target a tomato to a tile layer for a bathroom floor. They aren't going to buy, 100 pounds of tomatoes. So I understand their method behind it. But the attendance was so bad at this year's show that they started dropping the admission fees. They started out like 15, 20 bucks, ended up down around 10. So I don't know quite what the increments were, don't know for sure. A friend told me they had dropped it to 10 bucks on Friday. So they were hurting because of that. Well, what they had done was they had targeted the farmers and dairymen at a certain dollar amount, because you have to put your dollar amount of income on those surveys. And they set it at $10 million a year, or whatever they set it at. I don't know, so I'm just throwing that number out there. But they set their goal to digitally, multi-channel wise, advertise to farmers and dairymen that make X amount of dollars and above. So totally bogus. People in the valley are totally upset about it. I talked to almost 30 farmers and ranchers that I know. None of them except one had heard about it. I knew about it about a week ahead of time because of communication I was having with members of a antique tractor club here that's local that does some tractor pulling. So that's how I found out about it. Didn't see any advertising at all on it. I was so upset over it, I started to film a thing for you for last Thursday when I went up to the car club meeting. My computer must have sensed it because it froze. It would not let me finish editing that video. So, yeah, it must have known I was beyond hot and bothered and whatnot. So, anyway, I won't bore you with any more details on that, other than I did not attend. I boycotted it, and I don't plan on going again if the same individuals are running the show next year. So I'm sorry, but nothing there for you this time around. However, I do have some good news. The show coming up on May 20th is starting to shape up. I've got food vendors interested. I've got a couple of car clubs interested. I got tractor people interested. I got hit and miss motor people interested. I have clothing vendors, sewing vendors lined up, arts and crafts people, you name it. We got a bunch of stuff getting lined up, ready to go. And this weekend, I'm going to keep this short because I am working on the registrations and flyers and whatever. So hopefully by the first of next week or sometime that will start coming out. I also have my doctor's appointment coming up. So I'll keep you up to date on what they figure out or don't figure out. So anyway, that's going to be it for this little video. I'm Farmer Dave, and we'll catch up with you later. Bye-bye for now.